Hey, it's me. I know you haven't seen me for a bit. I did a little bit of traveling. This time I went to the Chicagoland area to visit family. Some of you may have seen me on my mom's channel. She's Ms. Brazel, doing a couple of cooking videos and an eyelash tutorial that turned more into a comedy act than it was a tutorial. But if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check her out. Subscribe to her channel. But I am here. I'm here. And I decided to straighten my hair. Now, as you can see, it's not bone straight. I did use a flat iron. I used it on a low setting. I put it on 360 and I did one pass. I don't really need it to be bone straight, but in the process of straightening it, I was actually surprised at how much my hair has grown, and I wanted to share it with you. I know there's a myth that's been floating around for some time that black women's hair will not grow. Honey, it's not true. This is my hair from my scalp. Hold on. Because somebody's going to say, that ain't your hair. I do have a wig that looks like this. But see, this is my hair. It's not a weave. It's not a wig. It's my hair that grew from my head. Now, I wore my hair really short for a long time. Like, I would just shave it and it was like short. I would use the clippers myself, and sometimes I would make a mistake because I'm not a professional barber or anything like that. And I would just take it all off, wear a hat or a head wrap or whatever for a week or two, and then it would be long enough that I felt normal. I wore it like that for a long time, years, maybe close to 10 years, and then I started growing it out, and I would wear it like it was curly. It's like a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. I'd usually put a headband there and just let it do its thing. But what I noticed was wearing wash and goes for me made me get those little what do you call them? Single strand knots or fairy knots. It's so little in one strand. Sometimes there were multiple knots in the same strand of hair. Looked like a little fairy tied it while I was sleeping. And so then I would just cut it. Since I didn't care because I was keeping it short, I would just cut that part off and then it would grow some more. And it didn't really become important to me to get rid of fairy knots until I decided, okay, I'm going to grow my hair out for as long as I can deal with it. And I started protective styling. If you've watched my channel, you know I do wig reviews. I talk about the importance of hair health. Do not neglect your hair, your own growing hair, to put on a wig for the sake of a style. I don't do that. I would never do that. What I include in protective styling is not just covering up my hair. You know, wigs do cover your hair, but what's underneath is important too. If you wear wigs, be mindful of how you're treating your edges. If you're constantly gluing things to your head, I don't glue anything on my head. No, I will not be gluing anything on my head, but I understand that some people choose to do that. And if you choose to glue something to your head, just know that your edges may suffer as a result unless you take extreme caution with them. Another thing is keep your hair conditioned. You know, just because maybe nobody's gonna see your hair but you doesn't mean that you just neglect it and just, you know, let it just fall apart, because then you will need wigs. You won't have options, and I want us all to have options. I use a lot of bobby pins. My go-to style is, you've seen it many times on this channel. Parted here, braided here, crisscross the braids in the back and pin them. I'm a fan of those long bobby pins, but when those things get raggedy, they go in the trash. Don't metal hair implements, whether it's combs or, I don't know about any metal. Oh, I think I do have a metal brush in here. Does this have metal? No, that's not metal. Anyway, anything that's metal in your hair, actually plastic too. Sometimes plastic has little sharp things that can snag. I had some plastic bobby pins that were like that. And I either broke those things off or filed them down or threw them in the trash. It is not worth sacrificing your hair health just to save a couple cents and trying to reuse a bobby pin that is long past its shelf life. Another thing that I do is that I don't, right now, some will look at my hair and say, well, girl, if that's how your hair turns out after you flat ironed it, then what is the point? Well, I don't need it to be bone straight. If I were trying to achieve a particular style, okay, then I would flat iron it bone straight. But I don't use a blow dryer at all, like to straighten my hair. If I'm wearing it curly, I will use a diffuser. If my hair is wet and I need it to dry, and I'll use a diffuser. But straightening my hair, just really be mindful of how straight your hair really needs to be. Another thing about edges, because we in the Black community are serious about our edge game, and getting those edges straight. My edges are rarely, go back through my videos, you'll see my edges are rarely, if ever, straight. They don't need to be. Why do they need to be? I've stopped trying to make my hair do things that it really doesn't want to do. Don't force it. Hair health above everything else. I don't really like my hair in my collar and all that kind of stuff, so it's pinned up a lot of the time, even when I don't have a wig on. And that keeps the edges from rubbing against clothing, from getting stuck in stuff, and protective styling. The reason it has historically been said that Black women's hair doesn't grow is because, first of all, the focus is on long hair as opposed to big hair. That's one thing, because shrinkage is real. And a lot of times people don't realize that you have a big afro or you have a curly do and you pull it, your hair is much longer than it looks, but our hair tends to get big as opposed to growing long. So that's not seen as long hair by the mainstream, some other folks. For women who are experiencing hair loss or hair that doesn't seem to grow, look at your styling practices. If you don't have a medical condition that affects your hair growth, I'll bet you anything it's your styling practices or just lack of care for your hair. Keep your scalp clean. Scalp is skin. Just like as your face needs to get clean, your scalp needs to get clean too. It's up to you how often. You could be overwashing your hair. You could be underwashing your hair. Listen to your body. It will tell you. When I did wash and goes, I washed my hair all the time. And as it got longer, when your hair gets longer, the ends are really old. They start getting older and older. So as I was growing my hair and I wasn't cutting those old ends off all the time, I noticed that they were getting really dry. And so I had to pay special attention to hydrating the ends. Again, it really doesn't matter what shampoo or conditioner you use, what schedule you follow. I'm not going to give you a regimen or any of that. You pay attention to your hair, pay attention to your body, pay attention to your scalp. How does it feel? When my head starts to itch, I'm not doing this trying to prolong a hairstyle. I'm getting in the shower, which is right there, and I'm going to wash my scalp because it's unhappy with me, and I don't like my scalp to be unhappy. Clean the scalp, hydrate the ends, treat it right, and it will treat you right. Now, I will show you the flat iron that I have, and I've had it, I think, about 2 years now, and I really like it. I had been looking at the Babyless, but I don't know how you pronounce it. Y'all know. But they were expensive, and I'm just like, how friggin' straight can my hair get? What is this gonna do? And so I did research on what kind I should get. Should I get ceramic? Should I get just metal? I don't know if they even make just metal anymore. Yeah. Should I get ceramic, metal, or titanium? What should I buy? And I saw good reviews for this one I'm about to show you at Sally Beauty Supply, and I bought it and I love it. It cost me about, I think it was like $61, something like that. I did have a sale because it hurts my feelings to pay full price for stuff if I don't have to. But I love it. It's worth it. This is the Ion titanium gator styling iron. See, iron. And there's the box. So it was in there. I don't recall whether or not they have different colors, but I like purple, so this made me happy. And you can, let me see, how high does it go? I never go, I've been as high as 400 before, but I don't, but that was like when I first bought it. And I realized, I don't need to do that. Okay. Ultra smooth straightening, instant and constant heat up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're looking for a flat iron, I love this one. It's great. And I don't flat iron my hair on a regular basis. Like it's been months since the last time, which is why I was so surprised when I flat ironed it, and I was like, oh, I got a lot of hair. I got a lot of hair because I've just been like braiding it. Here, let me turn all the way around. Can you see me? Can you see me? I've just been braiding it, and what else? Braiding it and braiding it and more braiding it. That's really what I've been doing. And sometimes I'll like put it in a ponytail, stick it on top of my head for a while. I'm sure eating better helps. I have been eating better, eating real foods as opposed to things that come in boxes and bags. I'm sure that helps, but I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going to pretend and give you all this nutritional pseudoscience or anything. I've just been taking better care of me. And that includes my hair, my scalp, the rest of my body. And yeah, that's it. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe that Black women cannot grow hair. Don't believe that. If you don't have anything medically wrong with you, look at how you're treating your hair. Throw away raggedy styling tools. Anything that's got a snag on it, like a little plastic thing or bobby pins that might snag. Rubber bands, don't put them on too tight. Edges, don't snatch them too hard because those edges will get snatched right on at your scalp, and then that'll be it. They may not come back. Don't do that to yourself. If you have any specific questions for me, feel free. Please post them below. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you. I know I'm going to get questions regarding specific products. And again, I want to stress that the products really don't matter that much. Like conditioner. I have a conditioner that I love, but sometimes I don't have it. Sometimes the conditioner that I love is Kinky Curly Not Today. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's the best, slipperiest conditioner that I've ever used ever in my life. But sometimes I don't have it. And I'm using White Rain from the 99-cent store. Sometimes I use a heat protectant that says heat protectant. Sometimes I just use old-fashioned hair grease on my hair and flat iron it and call it a day. I am a fan of this Blue Magic Bergamot Hair and Scalp Conditioner. This is my friend. And I do put it on my hair and my scalp. That's probably the most consistent product that I use because it takes forever to use a jar up. So there's always a jar up here. I love my Denman brush. Oh, I also love my wide tooth comb. I've had this comb forever. This used to be my grandmother's comb. I borrowed it from her. I borrowed it when I was visiting. I think I was in college and I came home and I liked the comb and I took it back with me and just never gave it back. And she has since passed away, but I got her comb and she has carved her initials in it. I don't know if you can see this or not. DJ Doris Jackson. So yeah, I use these most often. I love my Denman. This is great for like wet hair, dry hair. Like I love this Denman brush. So yes, that would be something that I love and I recommend. I have another hairbrush here. Y'all don't want to see this hairbrush. This hairbrush is ugly. It looks like I've been chewing on it. Look at that. Isn't that gross? I don't know. Big Wonder Spornet is the brand. I like this. It wrangles everything well enough for me. And if you are into having snatched edges, this would be one to do it. Like put your edge control on or whatever and then brush it. But this is good. It wrangles all of this. Okay, so That's it. I don't want this video to get too terribly long. I don't have much else to tell you. All right? I hope that was helpful for somebody, and keep taking care of yourself. All right? Bye.